welcome to our self-love story, the audio diary podcast. I'm your host, Brandy, and today we're here again with our very special guest, Mariah. This time we're here for part 2 of our 2-part series on dating and relationships. So the first part was about dating. If you haven't seen the first part yet, make sure you watch the first part and then come back here and watch part 2. So this part is about me-lationships, okay? So that's a word that I made up. I made it up.
Okay.
So, what is a me-lationship? You might ask. What do you think a me-lationship is? I mean, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. What you think it is?
Pretty much having a relationship with yourself.
Exactly. So it's a me-relationship. A relationship with me, yourself. So that's what this second part is about. So we talked about dating, which is like relationship that you have with other people. Now we talk about relationship that you have with yourself. Period. So drop down in the comments hashtag me-lationship and tag Webster. Because why not? Let's put it in the dictionary.
Period.
Tag Webster. Mariah look like, who was Webster? She thinking of her little homeboy from Chicago or something. No, girl. Webster. Like the dictionary.
Oh, God. Who's Webster?
She's like, hold on, you talking about Webster from down the street? No, girl, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, no word.
Alright, so relationship. So with relationship, right, we have relationship goals. You know, you see it all over social media. Oh, relationship goals. I personally don't have relationship goals because nobody's really goes for me. But that's neither here nor there. But I do have me relationship goals.
Okay.
So that's like people who have good relationships with themselves, at least that I think from the outside looking in, and who I aspire to have relationships, like self-love relationships with myself when they seem to have with themselves.
Okay.
So for me, I have 2 people who are kind of like my relationship goals, and it's kind of random. They're like very random, and it might be like kind of surprising.
Okay. What's it?
So my first one is Boosie Badass.
Okay, Boosie
BOOSIEBADAZZ. That's me.
I'm spelling it all right. I don't know.
Okay, so I don't know who she talking about. I'm talking about Boosie.
Okay, shout out to Boosie.
So yeah, I love
Boosie. Yeah,
Boosie is my favorite singer.
Who doesn't love Boosie?
Some people don't like him because they
He's a little bit on the wild side.
Yeah, he a little wild,
but he's still cool. Like he's not too much.
Yeah, I love Boosie, and the reason I love Boosie and I say that he is me-lationship goals is because Boosie, he just seems like he's so confident. Like he is just sure. Yeah, he's sure of like everything. Like he said what he mean what he say when it comes to his business. Like I be watching him on Glad TV, and it's like everything that he do, he don't second guess himself. Like he do what he want to do, and he just like, yeah, it is what it is. Like I know that this is what I want, this is what I want to do, and it's gonna get done, and I'm gonna do it, and it's no like second guessing. Like I love that. I love Boosie. He just, I feel like, yeah, he get a little crazy, but deep down, I feel like he's a good person.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about him too. Like he just seemed like a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like
he seemed real genuine. Like
yeah, he seemed
hustler.
Like he
just modern day hustler. Like
I like him. I love Boosie.
Okay,
so that's Boosie. Yeah, shout out to Boosie. Y'all tag Boosie in this video.
Tag him. Maybe he can be your next guest.
Yeah. Put it all out if I get you $1,000. Sorry, y'all.
Period.
We ain't doing none of that up here. All right, so that's my first relationship goal.
Okay.
I aspire to be as confident and as sure as Boosie. And then my second one is Jill Scott. Jilly from Philly. Oh, I love Jill Scott.
I love
like she's so like I was watching her on the verse. Yeah, she's just so peaceful and calm, and she just seems like another person who's just very confident and just very like herself. I feel like she is any place that she goes to, she's herself. I feel like her energy like fills up a room. You know?
She does.
And I don't know, like I don't know if I have a personality that really feels up around because I am like a person that's to myself. So I don't know if I would ever be to that point where like my aura like feels up around, but I don't know. Maybe so.
That's what you manifest. That's what
that's true.
Yeah, that's just growing. It's just taking time, and the first step is acknowledging it. Like, hey, you know, so it just takes time. It comes to growth.
So maybe I'm not gonna
block it.
Yeah,
or knock it.
Yeah, it could never happen. But yeah, I aspire to just be like myself in every situation, the way that she is, and just so peaceful and calm. Like I love that.
Jessica is just so golden, like a golden queen.
Yeah,
like,
I love her.
Yeah.
So what about you? Do you have any relationship goals?
I would have to say, a person that inspires me as far as like me-lationship. As a me-lationship goal would have to be like, I don't know if you guys know. Have you heard of Coach Story?
No.
On Instagram. So she's more like a motivational speaker.
Okay. Wait, is she like a? She why she call herself coach?
A motivational speaker, and she sells those what's the teas that they sell? She's
flat tummy tea.
Kind of like a flat tummy tea. Yeah, she's like an ambassador for them as well. So, but like she goes on live like pretty much. I don't want to say every morning, but she goes on live at like 6 a.m. for like meditation, and just what she talks about is like her purpose and really just like waking up, just feeling good. Like just I never seen her like in a weird or bad space. I mean, this is just me outside looking in, but you know, from social media, just getting up and just to wake up and have the strength to motivate others, like that's not easy. Like that's not easy at all. Like especially on some days you don't feel like it.
Okay, so one of your relationship goals is Coach Stormy, and do you have anybody else?
Yeah, I would have to say probably Tyler Perry.
Girl, don't be scared to say Tyler Perry. When I tell you, y'all, she ain't want to say Tyler Perry because when she was 7 years old, she was in love with Tyler Perry. She was the only girl at elementary school, the only elementary
This is
school.
very embarrassing.
Okay, she got Miss Perry airbrushed on her skates. Okay, this girl used to be in love with Tyler Perry. Now she embarrassed.
No, I'm not embarrassed. I just knew you was gonna do all that. No, honestly, like I'll let you know why. Like I feel like Tyler Perry is really like, how do you come from nothing to be a billionaire? Like a black entrepreneur, like billionaire, like to build yourself up from nothing. I mean, it's hard to kind of like it's kind of like hard not to admire that type of motivation.
Right.
Yeah, so I just look up to people. If I look up to you, I follow you. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah. Okay. All right. Those are two good ones.
Yeah.
Okay. So kind of connect this back to part one, right? So in part one, we're talking about the qualities that you must have to be a friend. Okay. So now, what are your self-love must-have qualities, right? So we kind of know like what we want from our friends. Right. What's the must-have qualities from our partner, right? Like he gotta be fine. He can't have no kids. He gotta make either whatever.
Okay.
But for yourself, like, what are your must-have qualities?
I feel like for me, my must-have qualities is taking time. Time is very important. So taking time, just enjoying me. If it's just after work, winding down, like pouring a glass of wine, listening to music. I like to like dance in the mirror. Like I love dancing in the mirror.
You know the stack your leg.
I turn my Alexa on. I turn my Alexa on and do a full routine. So like, I feel like just taking time to do those simple things and also big things. Traveling is very important to me.
Yeah, I love traveling.
Getting in a different atmosphere is always therapeutic. Like going to Cali or wherever. You know what I mean? So those things are important to me, and I'm working on fitness in this season too, because it's hard for me to get in the gym. But
I just do that too.
Yeah, but working out is very important to your body, and that's part of my self-love journey. So me-lationship with me, that's how it's looking.
Okay, for me, kind of similar to what you said, like winding down after work. I feel like a must-have quality for me is just like enjoying and like being grateful and giving attention to like the things that are most important in life. I feel like in the world, we make it so that our job and money is like the most important thing, and to me that's like honestly the least important.
Right.
Like I feel like a job is important because obviously you need money to live and survive. But when you really think about life, I feel like family, experiences, spending time with people that you love, and doing what you love, like you said, traveling, just in general, like doing what you love with who you love and creating memories that you love is what's most important. And so for me, that's like a must-have. Just not being 100% focused on work and letting that consume your life. Like that's a must for me.
Definitely. I mean, we can get so, lost in our jobs that it's like all this time is passing and you forget about the relationships you have with people, and it's like it's not even worth it. You still living paycheck by paycheck sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, live your life.
And like I hate when people have obituaries and then they say like this person worked 20 years for Christ. And like when I die, do not just put one sentence in there that says she worked and she made money. Don't spend no time talking about where I work. Like that is the least important. Like I kind of hate when I mean like I get it, but I never noticed that. I notice it all the time, and I just hate seeing that. Like this person had a whole life, and like why are we even talking about that? Like why is that even in like? Why is that the way that we live to where like that's something that's even worth being mentioned in your obituary, like your story of your life? Like I just
like, leave that job where it's at. That job's still standing and people still going in there. I'm in, you know what I'm saying?
Like I don't even want to commit to a company for that long. Like honestly, sorry, but I don't. Like 20 years of my life, no, I don't want to go to the same place every
day,
look
at the same four walls
and do the same thing.
Yeah, that's depressing.
For 20 years.
But that's
like I can't even go on a vacation when I only got 10 vacation days.
Right.
Do you have any other like self-love must-have qualities?
For myself?
What about like your relationship with God? I know like you were very like into church and God and stuff. Is that like a must-have for you?
Absolutely. Times 1 million.
You know what? Like I said the last time on another episode, Jesus turned water to wine. So let me see.
Number one top priority is to have God in my life. And I was just talking about this today. Like, I'm just here and God is just ordering all of my steps. So like, God is number one. I'm lost without God. Like, I don't see how people don't have God, because I'm just like, doing it my way is literally like running to a wall. Like, it's, so that's very important. And, that's how I make all my decisions. So God is very important in my relationship. And it's a must-have, absolutely.
So we said, what did we say overall? So I said like being grateful for like what's important in life, like taking time for what's really important in life. You said something similar, like taking time to relax and time. Those are your must-have. And then, putting yourself first. And then staying connected with God.
It's pretty good.
Okay, one more thing that I want to talk about as far as relationships is self-love languages, right? So self-love languages is like a big thing. Everybody knows like their love languages, how they want to be loved. So it's like 5 different love languages. So that the love languages that I see like on social media stuff is like how you want other people to love you. But what I want to see or like, start to think about is like how do you love to love yourself? Like what are your self-love languages? So let me think, what are my self-love?
That's a good question.
My self-love languages, I really like being alone. Like, like I like spending time by myself. And I just like being alone. Like really like when the pandemic happened, people was like, oh my God, I'm so lonely. Like I don't like sitting in this house. Like I could literally sit in the house by myself ever. Like it takes me a long time, like to be like, oh, I feel like I need to go and be around people. Like I really do like just being by myself. And so for me, that's one thing that I like to do, just being by myself. Not like in a lonely time, but sometimes I do get lonely. Like after if I go too long, like being by myself, it starts to feel like loneliness. But
that's part of needing that space.
Yeah, but it's kind of like solitude and then it turns to loneliness. Then when it turns to loneliness, I'm like, I need to be around.
Right, but then you go right back to solitude. So, totally agree with that statement. However, I'm kind of the opposite, but I won't say that I don't like being alone, but I'm more of like, I like to be around people. I like to have fun. Like, I think that, like, I always have an excuse to have fun. Like, ooh, you know, man, that's house today. Let's go celebrate. You know, like, I feel like I'm that type of person. I love to see people smile. I love to see, I just love to be around, like, good people. Yeah, and I like to just experience new things. Like, even if it's just going to a new bar, like, I love that. So, yeah, I like just feeling good. Like, you know what I mean? So, enjoying life, I think that's important.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. What's another self-love language that I have? I like getting myself together. Like, I don't do it all the time. Like, I'm not one of them girls that's like getting my hair done every other week and getting a fill-in every week. I'm not.
First of all, getting your hair done and getting your nails toes is rent nowadays. Like,
it's a lot.
It's rent.
Yeah. But I feel like when I need it, like, I feel like it's a form of self-love for me because it helps me, like, feel better. Yeah. Like, when I do it, it does help me feel better. Yeah. So, I like to do it, not, like, all the time, but when it's needed.
Yeah, that's called treating yourself.
Yeah.
It feels good, like hair done, eyebrows done, nails done, toes done.
Yeah.
You're just feeling yourself like at that point. So yeah.
You got any others?
Another one for me would have to be did I say travel?
Yeah, you said travel.
Okay. Shoot, food.
So you like experiences overall? Yeah,
and I'm like, I feel like I don't know. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I think all of the things we said pretty much. A lot.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to add, I love like natural things. That is like a big thing. Like self-love. Not really like nature. I don't know. Like I'm kind of like a tree hugger a little bit, but like I don't really want to hug the tree. Like I don't want to be outside hugging the trees. It's like I love trees from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Like I love nature from a distance, but do I want to be outside?
Yeah, like mountains and that's a sense of peace.
Yeah, but I mean like I like natural stuff. Like I love like natural hair, like skincare. Like I guess that's like self-love. Like I just like things that are natural
and it makes you feel good at the end of the day. Like
so for me that's self-love.
I get that. Like a health. Not like a pro for health.
Yeah, pro health.
A pro health. Yeah.
Pro health.
A pro healther. Okay. Is that a I don't know. But I get it. We get it.
Oh, one more thing, girl. I love old school. Like,
girl, we are twins.
Yes, girl. Like music, I feel like is a kind of like a waste of love because one, when I listen to music, I am like I have to be true to myself. Like sometimes I add music that like everybody else loves to my playlist, and then I put my playlist on shuffle. And any song that I'm like, girl, this not really you, I delete it. Yeah. Because like I like my playlist to be like really like songs that I like. And I don't want it to be songs that I'm listening to just because other people listening to.
Right, trying to learn all the words and stuff so you can bop to it. Like, that's just doing too much.
Yeah, so for me, like that's kind of like self-love, like my music choice.
Yeah. I love that. And music really associates you to like different times in life, kind of like sense. Yeah. So I love music. Yeah, kind of like bring you back to like different places.
Yeah,
so
like whenever I hear like Ashanti or something, like I always think about like
2003.
Yeah, like being in like elementary school, middle school, like being at home with my sister and my mama, like that. It all like listening to Ashanti.
It brings you back good memories or bad memories, just different memories. So it just takes you back. So, girl, you know I love that old school. Like,
yes,
turn on Lupa in a minute, and people don't understand that.
Girl, I understand this.
All the love.
I love that. I really hear.
Come on now. We sound 80 years old right now. Like, but that's that's music. Like, that's real music. So,
yeah,
I'm glad to have it.
We just made up a bunch of new stuff today.
We did.
Me-lationship goals, self-love languages. What else we talked about?
All day.
Self-love, must-have qualities. Like, these are all brand new, fresh ideas that are related to self-love. That is like, I feel like very relevant. It could be like good conversation starters and good things for people to start thinking about, and kind of transform the way that you think about your, your relationship with yourself. So for everybody in the OSLS community, let us know how you feel about these topics that we're talking about. Me-lationship goals, your self-love must-have qualities, the way that you love to love yourself, your self-love languages. Like let us know all of that in the comments. To just add to our community conversation, and so that we can all be able to continue our self-love journey together. So let us know. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go into our last part of the episode. Once again, we're going to answer a question from our self-love deck. It's going to be a random question.
Let's go.
That our cameraman, Desmond, is going to ask once again.
Let's go.
We're going to answer it honestly. And I'm sorry, we should take a little sip while we wait on the question. It should be a good one. I feel like all the questions are good.
Yeah, but this has been so good. Yeah, I love it.
In what ways could you step out of your comfort zone a little to reach more of your goals?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
I would say like not procrastinating. Like when it comes to your mind, like just do it. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like procrastination kind of hold me back, and also like I guess being afraid to kind of step out of the comfort zone. I feel like
being fearless.
Yeah, being fearless. I feel like there's times like I want to be fearless, but I never make that step. Because I'm scared of like denial from other people. But I feel like that's hindering me and my qualities, and I think that comes with my anxiety too, because it's like, what if they don't like it? What if they do? So
right, yeah. So. Like, we tend to always think about the bad side of the movie. Yeah. But what if we thought about the good side? Right. And like let that pass. Right. Like, what if everything went as planned? Why don't we do that? Why don't we go with that, like, journey?
Yeah, my cousin, shout out to her, she I always think about what she told me, like, stop looking at the glass half empty, look at it half full, like, and that just really kind of stuck with me, like, let me just see where this can go, whether it's good or bad. If it's good, then it's good, but if it's bad, it's a lesson, so.
I would agree with you as far as one thing I can do. I feel like I can also, first of all, I feel like this, like starting this podcast is definitely me stepping outside of my comfort zone. Absolutely. But to like further step outside of my comfort zone, like we've been talking about this whole episode, like loving myself out loud. Just like loving yourself, even when it comes to like your goals, like whether it's personal or professional, like loving yourself out loud, loving myself out loud. Will just help me reach my goals, like in every aspect, like professionally, personally. Like, because when you love yourself, you're confident. When you love yourself, you're sure of yourself. And that boils down, that trickles into everything that you do. So I feel like that will, I am doing this podcast, it's taking me outside of my comfort zone, but to further push myself, just like loving myself out loud, will further help me reach my goals.
I'm taking it to another level.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I would say like setting goals and taking them seriously. Sometimes I set goals and I don't take myself seriously.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to do that.
Have
Like,
you made a vision board yet? I think like I made a vision
in my
board.
head.
Yeah, but seeing it on paper is totally different. Like I feel like I made a vision board and it kind of changed my life. Like to just sit there and stare at it, like I can do those things. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like just taking the time out to just write everything on paper or make a vision board is kind of like stamping it to God. Like this is my vision. This is what I want. So you know, just
Right. Yeah, that's kind of like what I talked about earlier with that book, Asking and It's Given. And like I'm not, I don't want to sound like one of the people that's into all like the universe and all that, because I don't really think that I'm that type of person. But that book really does resonate with me, and it talks a lot about like the universe and like frequencies. And they said that like when you are resonating, like you have to, your goals and your mind have to resonate with the same frequency. And you know that if you're operating on the same frequency based on your emotions. And so you have positive emotions, if you think about something, then you know that you're operating on that same frequency as that thing that you desire. So for example, I desire to be like an entrepreneur. Like I desire to be able to financially support myself fully. And so when I think about that, if I get anxious or nervous, then that lets me know that I'm not operating on the same frequency as my goal. Because when I think about it, I don't have a good emotion. But if I think about my goal and I am feeling like optimistic and like excited, then that lets me know that I'm operating on the same frequency as my goal. And that brings you closer to your goal because you're in that positive mindset, and it's taking you, like that energy is going to attract you to what you want to. So for me, that's like something else that I feel like I'm going to start working on. Is like trying to operate on higher frequencies and letting my emotions guide me and be like a way that I communicate with myself, like I guess unconsciously, to know if I'm, if I'm getting closer to my goals and what my, letting me know what my mind state is and kind of staying in that positive mind state so that I can attract. And not attract like in a magical type way, but just attract like what you think about is what you like.
That's what you are.
Yeah, really? Like you think about you thinking about getting to that. And so just by nature, like you are constantly, if that's what's on your mind, you also want to act that out.
Yeah.
And by acting that out, you get it brings results. It's not like, people kind of make, my thought of like spirituality and stuff is like, seems like magic or something. But when you think about it, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if you think about something positive, you have positive actions, you get positive. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's why I said waking up every day and just being motivated. You know what I mean? And it's like, I was kind of giggling while you were talking because I was just thinking like, really, honestly, this is what I was thinking. Having control of your mind, like you raw, like you raw as fuck. Like if you can have control over your mind, yeah, like if you know anybody in general, if you can control your emotions, not control your mind. I'm sorry. If you can control your emotions, like that's great. Being able to control that on a daily basis. Regardless if you're mad, something just happened, or even if you're happy, like being able to have, to control your emotions is very important.
Yeah. All right. So that's our answer to the question. So let us know down in the comments on YouTube your answer to the question. What are some things that you can do? What was the question? What's some things that you can? What's some things you can do outside of your comfort zone to help you get closer to your goals? All right, let us know. So, Mariah, thank you. First of all, that wraps up part 2 of this 2-part series.
I want to stay. Can we do part 3?
Yeah, we can do part 3 another day. Definitely, I would love to have you come back on the show and chop it up with us some more. Well, chop it up with me some more in the OSLS community. Yes,
Yes, I love it. D girls all day.
Yes. But this wraps up what we have for today. So thank you for sitting down and chatting with me and sharing your self-love journey and, you know, being a part of my self-love journey as
I love it.
Yes.
This is the connection. So
yeah.
This is what it's all about. I'll be happy to come back.
Yeah. So where can we find you at on social media?
Instagram. I have a business and personal page. The business is the most important at Side Mariah. Or you can follow me, you know, kick it with me on my personal page at _MOJETAIME. Mojetine. So catch me there.
They didn't sing.
I'm a little buzzed, y'all.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
About some line, so I'm feeling it.
Well, thank you again, Mariah.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, that's it. Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Our Self-Love Story. I hope this content helps you as you embark on your own self-love journey. Please rate and review the show and join the OSLS community conversation on YouTube today. Your post could be our next conversation starter. Stay tuned for next week's episode coming Saturday at 1 p.m.